Dude, it's essential.
Just a fucking gallon of water.
Yeah, dude.
I tried drinking a gallon of water in a day, and you need like 6 fucking water bottles for that shit.
Exactly, and now I just have one thing holding it all.
Are you able to finish it?
Yeah.
In a day?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I also I'll refill it too. So every couple days I'll go out and get a new one if I'm at the store. But I could do 2 a day. I'll just refill it, drink it again.
Two a fucking day?
Maybe, especially if I'm just sewing all day, or if I'm skating for sure, 100%. But
oh hell yeah,
that doesn't really count because you're just sweating, so you kind of have to drink water. But
that makes a lot of fucking sense with the skating and shit. There should be at skate parks gallon vending machines for water or something.
Some of them have water fountains, but since Corona happened, they're all turned off.
Those should have never even been a thing in the first place. Just a water fountain in general is
they can get pretty gross, especially public with kids. And plus, I bet there's some people that go out of their way to piss on them, piss on the handles,
dude.
Throw up right over it just on purpose, or
no fucking reason.
Spit all over the handles and loogie on them.
Or fucking
I don't give a fuck, bro.
Whatever.
If I'm skating and I see one, I need some water, bro. I don't care how nasty that bitch is.
I mean, that's when your fucking body's immune system, whatever, fights off whatever's fucking water.
Yeah, you just gotta become immune to the skate park viruses.
It's like homeless people, right? They have a better immune system in a way because they're just surrounded by these environments of shit.
Technically.
Okay, I think everything's going. Everything looks good. I'm gonna do this intro. TCE, Pearce, Gossett. What's up,
bro? What's up, man? How you doing?
Pretty good. How are you?
Doing good, bro. It's crazy. First time we're meeting each other, doing a podcast.
And this has been in the fucking talks for what, a month or two, bro, or some shit?
At least some shit like that. For real.
I'll just curve that towards you. But yeah, a month or two. Yeah, I saw you did something with aesthetic awareness too, a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, they reposted this thing, and it was cool, but they hit me about it probably 3 months ago, so long ago, and I didn't think they were gonna post it.
Oh, that just came out of nowhere?
So much, yeah, he hit me up about it 3 months ago, asked me all those questions, and then all this time went by, and at first he was yo, I'll let you know when I post it. And he just never posted it, and I was damn, maybe he just
forgot about it.
Didn't think I was, because I mean, maybe at first he was oh, this is cool, and then he thought about it for some time. Then he was nah, this but it was cool. But
yeah, I mean,
it wasn't really a big deal or anything, It was dope.
I did the same thing, but then again, when it comes to I'm not hating on him or whatever. Is it a him? Her?
I'm not even sure who it is. They just DM'd me out of nowhere.
I know the brand is based in
probably Europe, I assume.
Yeah, Europe or something around there, and what's it called? It's kind of butchered in a way. When I did it, and I did it maybe a half year ago, I sent a bunch of shit. I had all this shit to talk.
Yeah, all the questions that he asked you.
Yeah, and he she whatever just summed it down. I'm it's missing that, blah blah blah. And then I actually
really? They didn't include stuff.
Yeah, and so
damn.
I answered the questions in the notes in my phone and just sent it to. I copy paste sent in an email to them because it was long. You couldn't even fit it in a DM, and so I took a screenshot of that. Yeah,
there's a cap limit on a DM type message, how many,
you can,
how long it can be.
Yeah, there's a cap, and it's
I did not know that.
1,000 words or some shit. I don't even know, but
1,000 words
or something.
That's an essay.
Exactly, but I take a screenshot of all the questions they sent me, and my response the whole fucking response, I was like, this is a little butchered. Here's like everything, and I posted the screenshots and all that when they posted my interview or whatever. But like I said, no hate against aesthetic awareness. Like, they're doing their thing, and you know, they're doing what they can. You know, I'm sure if they were in the States, they'd be doing something like this. And if whoever's running that page, if they are in the States, like, come through, like, let's lock that shit in, let's talk business, you know?
I mean, they can still be doing that over in Europe, you know?
Oh,
that's
yeah,
just
I mean,
probably what he wants to do. Maybe, I'm sure he would still be doing that if he was in the States. But
there's definitely, like, people in Europe doing that shit, and, like, Canada. I don't know if you follow or fuck with anyone from, like, out of the country or whatever that, like, sews.
Really, no.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah, my knowledge on, like, sewing and, like, just these creative outlets are so small. Like, I don't really know anything about this shit, like, for real. So, like, there's probably a lot of good people that I'm just, like, sleeping on, like, so hard.
I mean, then again, you're doing your own thing, right? Like, you don't want to consume too much, like, just everything.
I feel you.
Unless,
I feel you, but...
you know, you're trying to get inspired by it or whatever.
Yeah.
You know,
nah, I wouldn't, like, bite anything off somebody else, but, like, it'd be cool to see some shit, like, you know, like, it's cool to see your stuff all the time and shit, but,
like,
yeah.
I guess it just depends, you know, like, who shares what, who you follow and what they share, like, that's what it is at the end of the day. Like, I forgot, I think it was, like, Ugly Concepts, he shared your stuff, or the Lil Ugly, as he would...
I think he changed his name. Yeah, it was the Lil Ugly.
Yeah.
And now it's just an Ugly Concepts. Dude, that dude is dope. I think his name is Alex.
Yeah?
Yeah, Alex something. He's dope.
Yeah, I think I saw him share your work, and I was like, all right. And he puts on for a lot of people,
He does, bro.
Like,
he is, like, the man. And he's also, like... he's, like, crazy supportive and nice.
Hell yeah.
Like, bro, like, last night, I had some questions about, like, pattern sizing and my sewing machine. It was, like, it was some bullshit. It pissed me. I was so mad. It's, like, it's getting jammed up, but it'll sew fine, right? And then it'll jam up in loops for, like, an inch. And,
like,
and then
from the bottom?
From the bottom.
Yeah.
And then it'll... like, fix itself and keep sewing. So, like, it's not a tension issue because it wouldn't be able to just snap out of it. It just, like, it sews fine, jams up, and then it just goes back to normal. And so I was talking to him about it, and he just has so much knowledge about, like, sewing, pattern, and then also just, like, the community. Like, he does put on for a lot of people. Like, I found a lot of people through him just on his stories. Like,
dude,
he'll repost...
I wouldn't
like
be
everything.
here right now if it wasn't for him, like, shouting you out, me following you, me fucking with your work, and then boom, we're here.
My, Instagram?
Yeah, like,
that's crazy,
shit,
bro.
like that. And it's
shout
like,
out Lil Ugly.
or Ugly Concepts.
Ugly Concepts, my bad. Yeah, same shit, bro. He's the man.
I'm sure, like, if he doesn't see this or whatever, I don't know who watches this shit.
Oh, he better see this shit.
But I could clip this. Send it to him. He might be fucking with it or whatever.
It's all good if not.
Yeah, but shout out him. Like, yeah, I think I hit him up for, like, a pattern or whatever, but he's
really
super
for
busy.
what?
Just like some straight leg pants or whatever.
What'd you need? Like a sizing or like the whole?
Yeah, like the whole fucking
shape, just the whole thing of it.
The pieces, whatever.
Yeah.
Because I know he's done that for a few people. Or whatever, or a lot of people.
He's, like, known as the pattern god, and I'm not even exaggerating. Like,
I wouldn't take that as an
other
exaggeration.
people have said that, so like, fuck.
Shout out him. Shout out him.
Crazy, man.
So, when it comes to, like, inspiration, then where do you get most of your inspiration?
Dude, that's the thing. Like, either nothing or, like, completely drawn to something. Like, it's either, like, heavily inspired by something or it's just not at all. Like, cause, like, so, like, most of my fabric is thrifted because, like, dude, fabric is expensive.
Hell yeah, thrifted
especially
fabric?
like nice fabric that's like has a sheen to it, or it's like, I don't even know what you call it because I don't know shit about it, but it's like if you were to get this shit at a fabric store, it could be like $20 a yard. That's expensive. I don't know about anybody else, but I'm not trying to pay that, or even 15. Fuck that. So like,
hell yeah, thrifting.
I'll just get random shit. So like, my inspiration will be just like I could have an idea, like, oh, I want to find fabric in this color, and I'll find something completely different, and then I'm like, well, fuck, now I gotta do this. So like, it's like a hit or miss on like inspiration. It's like all over the place, really.
Do you have like a stack of fabric you don't use that's just like,
dude, I have the craziest supply of fabric. Like,
yeah, I do too. I went on a tear once buying like vintage like bed sheets and stuff, like eBay, thrift stores, but then again, that shit's valuable, so I'm just chilling with it. But yeah, I'm in like the same position. I mean, if I want to down the line, then probably I might just, but I'm chilling. I mean, if I have an idea for it, it's there to use it on whatever.
Exactly. Yeah, like you could hold on to it for like 40 years, and in 41 years you use it. It was worth saving.
Exactly, like, and like the quality is so much better. That vintage shit, the quality is just uncomparable to like, you know, current day shit.
Well, you can get it. It's just expensive, like I was saying. Like, dude, that's so stupid. Like, fabric prices are fucked.
Yeah, like, I don't. The first guy I interviewed, actually, he told me during the interview. Shout out Twisted A-Ways. I
gotta check him out.
He told me he would call like fabric places for like furniture and shit and say, hey, do you have any scraps I could have?
That's a good idea.
And they would give him the scraps.
Get some really nice fabric.
He gave me a shirt, and I was looking at it.
That's a really good. I want to try that. I swear to God. No way.
I was looking at this shirt, and I'm like, this material's like it was patches. He made his logo out of like patchwork, like he sewed them on each other and everything, and just slapped his logo on there. And I was like, this almost looks like couch material. He's like, that's exactly what it is. And I was like, what?
That's such a good idea.
And yeah, maybe you could do that with like just a regular fabric place or whatever, just kind of scratch
or like a furniture place. Like
that's where he.
That's when it like
got his stuff.
did. It was like a furniture like
but
factory that made it, or like one that sold furniture.
I guess because he wouldn't get like yards of fabric. He'd just get like swabs of like, you know, like maybe you go to a furniture store or whatever, and you have like, or a Menards, or there's paint samples, and then there's like fabric samples. I think he was getting that, if not like a bunch of other stuff or whatever.
Samples are dope though, especially if you have a bunch. Yeah. And you like patchwork them together.
Yeah, that's what he does, and like
you can make some fire shit with scraps.
Hell yeah, and like his like thing is like, you know, just keep going, use all the scraps, and he fucking does, and he fucking kills it.
That's the best way to do it, dude. Speaking of that, reminds me of someone, you know, Walla Sauce on Instagram, bro. Shout out them. They use every bit of scrap, bro. You see that shit they make?
Isn't it a couple?
Yeah, it's this guy and his girlfriend.
Yeah.
I forget their names. Fucking damn.
So just
I don't know. It's just these two people, and yeah, dude, they just like do all their shit, but like, dude, they use every bit of scrap. It's insane.
Yeah, I've been following them for a minute, and they really do. Like, the shit they put out is like it's like strips of fabric. I've never seen that. Usually when you see like patchwork, scrap work, whatever, it's like blocks, and they like it's like strips. They like do it in such a way. Yeah,
they even made a Kuji style.
I think
like they use scraps in a way where it like resembled like a Kuji sweater.
Or didn't they?
But it's like a style. Yeah, they like made a Kuji sweater out of scraps, which is like insane. It's like an actual style of like how to place the scraps.
Maybe like that's
and it
what
looks
they were...
like how it's crazy.
Yeah, they're definitely like like doing their thing in such a way that like, you know, it's hard to not notice. You know, you go to their pages like
and
you ever
they do so many pop-ups too. Like you said, hard to not notice. Just they're everywhere doing these fucking pop-ups.
I feel like if you're gonna like do that shit, like this clothing shit, rug shit, whatever it is, like you gotta put yourself out there, you know, and like
100%.
I saw a guy rent out like, you know, a boutique at a mall.
I think in like the middle or like an actual store on the side.
Like in the middle, and he put all his clothes there and set up shop for a day or whatever. And I think that was Wearing It Design, if you know who that is.
No.
Yeah, he's another dude doing his thing.
That's cool.
Yeah, there's just so many different ways to put your shit out there, but when you like sew, what is your like favorite part of the process? Like cutting up the pieces, sewing,
I hate cutting it up,
or like admiring the work once it's finished?
Dude. To be honest, like I hate every part of sewing. Not really hate it because I enjoy it. Like I really enjoy it, but like it's such a process where like I hate cutting shit out. Like sewing shit together takes hours and it's like so annoying. But like last night I made this jacket, right? And it took me like all day, like literally all day. And then I finished it. It was like 1 a.m. and it was just laying on the ground. And I looked at it and I was like, damn, I guess it was worth it. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah. Like, that's like what brings you back to the next piece, right? You look at the finished product.
100%.
And you're like, hell yeah, that was worth like all the fucking time you put into it, and you just do it again, right? Like, that's what I do, especially with like the rugs and shit, because
that shit's crazy. Tufting rugs. I want to get into that. I keep saying that, but I don't think I will. But I do. It seems really interesting to me.
You gotta kind of have like the space for it and the patience, because that shit can take forever sometimes. Like, you think sewing is like,
bro,
man,
you might as well just like, well, like for me at least, I feel like I would need to either do one or the other. Like, it's so much time you need to put into it, and plus, like, your first rug is gonna suck. Like, at least how I see it. I feel like for me, I would need to get, because it was like my first pair of pants were terrible, and so like I feel like to put in that time, I just wouldn't even want to fucking do it. But like tufting a rug looks so fucking just satisfying. You know what I mean?
It is pretty satisfying.
Punching that bitch, bro.
With the fucking machine, or like
so sick.
Sometimes I use a little tool and you just feed the yarn through there and like literally, dude, you just poke.
The hand tufting, dude, that sucks. Well, I mean, it looks like it sucks. I wouldn't know, but
I'm gonna show you a rug.
Why do you do that
after
versus the gun? Is it just
you
because
just do it on the same
more detailed?
Yeah, like I'll show you the rug I made. I don't know if you saw the rug. It's like white with the red smile and like the squiggles leading up to the eyes.
Yeah.
Black parts I did by hand, and like you see the texture and you can feel the texture. I'll show you that after the podcast.
Okay.
But yeah, like you can do
it makes it different. Like you can't achieve the same result with the gun.
You can. So there's a bunch of types of guns, I guess, if not like two types of those little guns. One's called cut pile and one's called loop pile. What loop pile is like it gives it a smaller, more defined finish, and it doesn't cut the yarn. It just loops over through like the holes, and it's like it gives more of like a flat feel, and in a way the yarn is more locked in. But the cut pile guns, it cuts the yarn like super fast, and like the yarn's like that big, right? Like an inch or something through the fabric that you like shoot it into, and it gives it like a more, I don't know, like I guess I just have to show you outside, but it gives it like
Yeah.
a softer feel too. Like the loop one is kind of, I don't know, like this. This isn't even like cut pile or loop. This is like woven, I think.
Really?
If not like some cheapish something. But yeah, I'll show you outside. Other than that, yeah, you can sometimes adjust the guns and tweak it in a way where it cuts like a couple inches of the yarn, and it's fucking weird. Like, but that's a whole other thing, you know.
Don't you have to like trim the rug after you make it too? Is that
You could.
Is that because of how it leaves it long?
Yeah, like you don't want to do that with a loop pile, just cut pile. If like you'll probably notice that
so complicated.
Like you can only use the razor things when you're cutting a cut pile rug, because when you're doing loops, you're just gonna cut the loops. You know what I'm saying? The cut pile is like more raggedy once it's finished. And every one is different. Like I don't have to use that because I stretch the fabric over the frame in a way where it's like tight enough to like everything is almost even, but I do take some scissors and just level out what's needed, you know. And yeah, but that's a whole
crazy.
other fucking story. Damn. Okay, so you incorporate skateboarding in your work a lot. Like,
yeah, I mean,
you'll make something and then just fucking shred it up at like a skate park in your clothing. And in a way, I think that's like the dopest thing ever, because you're promoting your clothing and you're fucking killing it, doing whatever. Like,
thanks, man. Yeah.
Like, how long have you been skating for?
Dude, fucking way too long.
Mm-hmm.
Like, my whole life. Like, honestly, like, yeah, way too long. Like, probably since I was maybe 5 or 6, and I'm fucking 24 right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, what's that, 19 years?
Jeez.
18 years?
Yeah, about. Fucking, what's your favorite trick? Like,
Favorite trick? I don't know, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just one trick, that's it?
Like your go-to trick, whether it's like an ollie, kickflip,
like
heel flip.
Like flat or like on something. Because like one trick, I probably would choose just a 50-50 on a circle flat bar, not a square. Those fucking suck.
I'm not too like educated in that, but I've heard 50-50 here and there before.
That's with like
probably.
both front trucks, just like the most basic grind.
It's a grind.
Yeah, with your 2 front trucks on. So like here's the rail, and your board is like this. Your board is just straight with it.
On both trucks.
On both trucks on the rail, but on a circle rail, you can lock the board in like almost crooked. It's called cross lock, and so it's against this wheel and against that wheel.
Where like one wheel is kind of hanging off.
One wheel's on each side, but it's opposite, so it makes you balance way more easier because you're. I don't know why, but you're like
people do that for balance.
Yeah, it locks it in. It's also like people do it as like a trend thing too, because it like I think it looks cool. Some people hate on it, but yeah, just a fucking straight up flat bar, front side 50-50. That'd be like my favorite trick. It's just so satisfying.
So when you do a 50-50, or when you see someone do a 50-50, you kind of have to like appreciate it more in a way. Like, damn, they have some balance or whatever.
Yeah, if they do it nice. If they're like cross locked, like on a circle rail, square rails are like. They're harder if you like want to, because like you can't really cross lock on a square. You can, but it's a lot harder. So, but it's easier to balance because it's like a straight on 50.
Yeah.
So it's like kind of like a cop out. Like if you were gonna skate a flat bar, like a circle rail would be like cooler in my opinion. You know, like that doesn't mean shit at all. But I'm saying like just how I view it, like.
Yeah,
I would want it to be a circle rail.
So when you make something and you go to skate with it, is there any like specific rhythm or like routine you have when you go about just taking a video of you like promoting?
I'll just do a trick.
Just whatever
that I want, that like I think will look cool, or like one that I haven't posted maybe, because like I don't want each video to be like the same trick.
Yeah, I mean,
over and over.
You kind of
that'd be kind of boring.
Would have to switch it up, right?
Yeah, so it's just like whatever I'm feeling, and like sometimes like pants that I make, like the materials, like if they're like super weird, like they'll be like uncomfortable to like I've made pants that weren't comfortable to skate in, and they were made on the same template that I have a pair that do feel nice, and so it's like it just depends on like the pair of pants, just how I'm feeling really, and then, but I don't like think of it that way really. It's just I'm just skating, you know.
That's
like,
it.
Yeah, like I don't really care if I like rip the fucking pants or anything. Like it's just a pair of pants, man.
So with you saying that, have you ripped a pair of pants before skating?
Yes, but not mine. I've ripped a pair of Levi's.
Like
not even my own.
Pants you were about to sell, or
no pants, just straight up like a pair of Levi's that I had. I just blew the fucking crotch out by pushing, because I extended out my legs like all the way, doing like a full push.
Oh, okay.
And it just ripped. Just like it blew the crotch out. Yeah, but I've never had a pair of pants of mine rip before.
Damn, that's
I mean, I'm sure it could happen. Like any pants could rip. I mean, fucking a pair of Levi's.
Oh yeah,
a pair of Levi's, and like they were sewn way better with better thread. You know what I mean? Like it's like they do that chain stitch. You know what I mean?
Levi's?
Yeah, Levi's. Well, like all major like pants, like in a factory, like those are probably chain stitched on like the inside. It looks like the bottom thread has two threads, because it does. It's like a chain stitch, so it's like
not a double stitch.
No, like a chain stitch would like that on your crotch. The top stitch is one, but the bottom one is probably two, and they're probably like they form like a chain link, like intertwining. It's called a chain stitch, and like I ripped a pair of pants like that. So like I could definitely rip like any pair of pants. Like that's not really a judge on if they're a quality pair, because
yeah,
I mean, you know.
Gotcha. So you were telling me, I remember, like I called you or whatever, like a month and a half ago or whatever, just to like get to know you, and you were telling me about how you sew like the seams of your pants like with the 6 stitches. I'm French something, French
seam, but it's
French seam,
reinforced French seam, so there's something underneath.
Like I thought that was pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's a method from car upholstery. Actually, it's crazy.
Car upholstery?
Yeah, car upholstery, like sewing like seats and interiors
for like every car.
Yeah, it's for like like they do flat felled seams too, but it's for like if you had a part in the seat like on like a curve maybe, where like you didn't want as much bulk. Especially if it's going to be folded over and top stitch, because then you're going through in 2 layers. You know, like a flat felled becomes 8 layers when you flip it over twice. So if you don't want to sew through like that many layers, you could do a slimmer seam, but it's still just as strong. Well, some argue it's not, but I say it is, because it has a piece joining the 2 pieces underneath. So it's like sistered together, like that term in like construction. Like if you like sister like some like a board together, if you were to like, it's a whole other bullshit, but it's a term. So basically, you know, and then there's three stitches on each side of the seam. So I'm arguing that that's stronger. Some probably say it's not, and it might not be, but like I've had it make some very, very strong pants that have all been skated in.
Do you sew the seam like this?
Yeah.
First before the French seam?
No. Yeah.
So like,
I'll do a straight up normal,
just
like
to
a
lock
normal seam, like just take up like straight up like 2 pieces of fabric, you know, that you want to line up like this, and then you sew down, and then you would and so like I would leave like a half inch on the side. You know what I mean? Like so like if I'm sewing, here's the piece of fabric, and I want to stitch against this side. Instead of going right up against it, I'll leave like a half inch.
Okay,
and then,
so like
so I have like a flap.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then you lay out the fabric flat, and you lay out each of those folds
and
underneath each other flat, and then that piece of ribboning joins the two right over the seam. So you're sewing through those 2 layers plus a 3rd layer of whatever you're choosing to back it up with. So it's really a strong seam.
Sounds like it, but
and people don't do it. I've never seen it done. And I only did it because my machine wasn't strong enough to do flat felled seams on certain, because like like when you do like if you want to do all flat felled seams, the crotch is the thickest part in the back yoke.
Yeah, where everything like locks into place.
Yeah, you get 16 layers. Think about that. 16, because I said the flat felled folded over is 4 becomes 8, and then 4 becomes 8, and 8 on top of 8. That's 16 layers. And I don't care how thin, like even if you use a bed sheet, 16 layers is fucking thick. So like if I'm using thicker fabrics that I can't sew that, I'll do a reinforced French seam. And for me, I like how it looks, so I do the whole pant like that instead now.
Yeah, like I always thought that was pretty interesting. Like no one else does that shit. And like when I see you doing it, I'm like I'm fucking with that. I want to learn how to do that shit, you know? Like,
dude, there's so many videos on YouTube. I could send you one.
Just a French seam?
Yeah, reinforced French seam. Because some people do a regular French seam for looks, like that top stitching, but there's nothing underneath. So why is that even there? It's only as strong as the first stitch. You know what I mean? It's like a fake French seam. So the reinforced version is like the one you want to do.
So do you lock in the ribbon in the ankle part then?
Yeah, it's all the way down. It's all the way down. Well, not in these. I didn't make these, but it's all the way down, like a big U, an upside down U. That's the crotch seam. All the way up here, it's just one seam, and it has just a piece of ribbon, and then.
So you only do it for like the crotch down to the legs?
No, I do it on every single seam.
So even
like the back yokes, the out seams especially, which are a bitch to do. And Ugly Concepts is the one that showed me how to stitch the out seams.
Yeah.
Because like if you think about it, like when your pants are all closed up, how are you gonna top stitch on the outside of the leg without closing up the leg? You know what I mean? Like it's a real bitch. You gotta like
some real technical
push it through, pull the pant leg. Like it's a real problem. And then Ugly Concepts, he showed me how to do it with the flat felled. And if you can get the pants through there in the first place, you can do any seam.
Okay.
So then I started doing the fucking reinforced French seam. And yeah, that's
just how you're like. Is that how you plan on making every pair of pants then, or whatever?
Sometimes, but dude, honestly, like it's such a bitch to do, especially if I'm like making pants for someone else. Like I'll still do it, but like usually, like if you're making pants for someone else, like you don't want them to take all fucking day, cause you gotta look at it like you can't just waste a bunch of fucking hours, but like you still want them to be just as nice as they should be, so you don't want to waste any time. But at the same time, like it'd be a lot easier just to serge the edge and then top stitch the fold. But like I don't have a serger.
Yeah, I was about to ask, like, I think you told me you don't have a serger.
No,
or whatever.
I don't even have a proper sewing machine. Like it's a home machine. I have like one industrial Juki, and it's a beast, and it sucks to sew on because it has a clutch motor. I don't know if you know what that means.
I haven't looked into Jukis yet, but clutch motor.
Yeah, I know. Like if a sewing machine has a clutch motor, they only sew at one speed, which is fucking turned up to 11. Like I swear to God, it's so fast.
One fucking speed.
Yeah, one speed. Yeah, like it's really hard to like
insane.
feather the pedal. Some people can do it, but it takes a lot of like finesse. And at that point, if you can do that, then it's not a problem to use a clutch motor for you because you're good enough. But for me, I'm not. And hand cranking on a machine like that,
hand cranking.
they're really heavy. And plus, if you keep your machine properly oiled like I do, you're gonna get oil everywhere. It's gonna be slippery. You don't want to fucking hand crank. So like, that machine sucks to use, but it's a real beast. Like it'll sew through like a brick, and I'm not even exaggerating. Like if you got your arm or like your hand caught in there, it would probably continue to punch through. Like the thread might break, but I guarantee you it'll punch through your hand. It's like it's really scary, honestly. But it's good to use.
I've seen a couple people actually fucking post a picture of like a sewing needle through their thumb or whatever.
Probably,
you know?
I don't doubt it. Especially an industrial machine.
It's not almost happened to me, but there's like this one little part of my machine. Like, not when you're rushing to do something, but when you're trying something new, you're like fucking getting all these different angles and shit. You know, like your hands tend to like be at risk in a way, like especially if you're rushing, which you should never fucking do, because you could just fuck up the whole project from one little like stitch even. Or have you ever sewed something and realized way too far into it, like I can't go back, like I gotta restart? Like,
yeah, just being like you said, rushed. Especially if it's like a pair of pants that I know is for me and I'm not gonna sell them, I'll be like, well, I don't give a fuck. Like, as long as they're wearable, like, I don't give a fuck. And so then I'll rush through them, and then I'll not like them as much. Or like sometimes I'll do like on like a zipper fly, that curve of that stitch, like that top stitch, like that gets the classic shape. If because like, you know how there's like multiple of them, you know, like usually two. Yeah, so like you gotta match up the curve or else you're gonna notice. And like I'll fuck that up, and I'm like, great, now I gotta redo this completely, all because I rushed it. And so like rushing usually takes more time than taking your time, so you gotta go back and fix it. So you might as well just take your fucking time and do it right the first time, because it'll take long, but not as long. It's crazy, bro.
Moral of the fucking story: just don't rush that shit.
Big facts.
Yeah, that shit'll fuck you up with whatever you do. Fucking, you can rush like a tufted rug, but you don't even want to do that shit. Like you could rip the fucking fabric and the whole rug is ruined. I almost did that shit.
Ooh,
but
I didn't think about that. What do? You just restart? How do you even rip that in the first place? Just
I've seen people
really jab into it.
Yeah, like you gotta put some pressure onto the fabric, right? And I've seen people put way too much pressure. Just the whole fucking shit rips, and it's like.
Or use like a shitty fabric. In the first place, like cheaping out and
And I've seen it, but
that's fucked.
Barely happened to me once, but it was fixable. So
really, it ripped.
Yeah, just like a little bit,
a little tiny bit, and you kind of fixed it.
Yeah, I was barely able to fix it, but
could you like hand sew it with the yarn? You
can actually
use the yarn to
cut the piece out of the fabric. It really depends, because people make rugs like this big, right? And let's say a little 1 by 1 foot
this, right
square.
There.
Yeah,
that's all ripped out right there.
Yeah, let's say this was in the process of being made. You could cut that little piece out on the frame
and then redo it.
Sew more of the fabric onto the thing you
sheet.
use it. Yeah, and
like a patch right over it, and then just put the. Damn, I didn't think about that. So yeah, you could like really take out what you already tufted, make it bare, and then put it a patch, and then fill it back in. That's a good idea.
Yeah,
that's a really good idea.
But that's like when it comes to tufting, like there's levels to this shit. I don't know if you know who Noreen, if I'm pronouncing
Noreen
that.
Seabrook.
Yeah,
bro. Yes,
dude.
I know who you're talking about.
Holy fuck, dude.
Bro, there's some people that really kill it.
He doesn't even.
That's the one that's like overseas, right?
Yeah, but
that like his whole family was making the rugs.
his...
And then he just, like, continued it?
Yeah. I think his dad started the business.
I'm gonna look up that person.
Yeah.
I think it's the same person we're talking about.
He's always talking about his pops or whatever, starting the business in Nepal, and I guess there's
Tibet.
a family... Tibet.
Yeah.
And I guess it's a family-owned operation over there, but he just puts the orders in, I guess, and those rugs, dude, those are like $10,000-$20,000 rugs,
especially
or whatever.
like the bigger one. Like, dude, look at this one I'm showing you right now.
Oh,
that one's like 30 feet long.
Easy, like
that could be like $100,000.
50, 100.
I don't know, man. I mean, especially if you're like,
who the fuck knows?
A clouded rug maker. I mean, I hate to use that word, but like if you were like really popular.
Yeah.
Oh wait, they cut it. That was four of them, and then they cut it.
Mm-hmm.
They cut it to make 4 rugs. Okay, well either way, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh shit, you like this one too.
Yeah, dude, I've been following him for like 3 before I even started sewing and shit. I've been
dude, that person kills it.
Like 3 years.
The whole family kills it, obviously. Shit.
Yeah, man. I'll probably down the line. I don't know. You know the whole Chompy collection I put out?
Yeah.
Down the line, I might hit him up like, hey.
Have him make them?
Yeah, just remake them. High quality.
He does that?
Yeah, I've talked to him before. He's like...
He'll make any rug
Yeah,
for you?
You could hit him up. Like,
how much does it start? Probably like
thousands.
A lot of money.
You gotta have like thousands of dollars on the fucking table or whatever, you know? Like, fucking... I didn't get into it with him, but I just know if you're gonna talk business with him, you gotta have some serious fucking, like, cash on the table.
I'm sure he has a whole list of people that want to spend money with him, and he's just picking and choosing, you know?
Unless he just takes orders whenever, like, maybe he's able just to take any order. Like, every rug he gets made is made out of, like, silk or whatever, like, high...
Yeah, like real material. It's not some polyester blend bullshit from the fucking...
Joanne.
Yeah.
Michaels or whatever.
Exactly, yeah. Like the real deal.
Yeah, that's definitely real. And they, like, dye the yarn and everything, too. Fucking crazy shit. Man. I definitely had other fucking questions. It's just fucking drawing a blank.
You're all good, man.
Camera's still going. Okay. Where do you usually, like, thrift? Like, Goodwill?
Salvation Army. That's, like, the main thrift stores around me. There's, I've been to, like, St. Vincent Paul, or, like, Vincent St. Paul. One or the other.
I've never heard of it, but, yeah.
And also, there's some Value Worlds around here that are thrift stores that are fire. But, yeah, like, I'll just go to, like, Salvation Army, and they have, like, every store, they'll have a whole section of
fabric and shit.
Yeah, but like also like blankets, sheets, like sometimes even fabric. Like they'll have like 3 yards of this, so they'll have like 5 yards of this, just like with this. But like most of the shit like that I use is like tablecloths, like that green stuff that I made. That green fabric that I made something out of today that I posted of. Yeah, that was a tablecloth.
Damn, I knew you use like curtains too, if I'm not mistaken.
I'll use whatever that I like, that I find, like
just whatever's
just whatever. Like sometimes I'll go to Salvation Army to get, like, say that I want like a black corduroy, because corduroy is expensive. So I'll just go look for corduroy pants, cut them up, and then use that fabric to make my own pants out of. So, like, I'll go to Salvation Army, buy clothes that are made out of what I want, and then cut them up.
I mean, yeah, right? Like, a pair of pants is like a couple bucks, if not a few bucks.
Yeah, for sure. Whatever. You can really save some money. Like, I definitely, like, sew on the cheaper side of things. So, like, I don't really ever, like, buy fabric at a full price. Like, I'll just go thrift it. Or, dude, there's this one spot next to me called the Discount Fabric Store, and they get shipped in. It's like, you know what Nordstrom Rack is?
Yeah.
It's like that for fabric. So like they'll get
just
from just like Coach or like just other just like random brands,
like yards of it.
They'll get semi trucks full of rolls of fabric. Like I got this Tommy Bahama fabric that was real legit from Tommy Bahama.
Yeah.
It was outdoor like furniture fabric, like for couches and shit, or like an umbrella or whatever. And they just had a roll of like 100 yards of that. And so like I'll go to this place and like they can get like really nice fabric that's just left over from the season, and they sell everything in the store for $4 to $5 per yard.
That's not bad.
Like it doesn't matter what except for like leather. Like they have real hides, and that shit's expensive. But everything else is $4 to $5 a yard.
That's not bad.
Everything
compared to like. Do you ever go to Joann for anything?
Yeah.
Anything?
Yeah, I'll go there last minute if I really need some fabric, and I'll spend like whatever, $10, $15 a yard, and like that's not even expensive either. But to me, like that's expensive for fucking fabric. Like when I can thrift it, you know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
But like, dude, there's some people out there paying like $50 a yard, probably $100 a yard, especially like when it comes to fucking hides. Real hides, that shit's a couple hundred easily, and you only get maybe 2 yards or 3 depending on how big the yard, because the hide is in the craziest shape ever.
Yeah.
So you're gonna waste a lot of it. So you can get real crazy with fabric. But I try to stay cheaper for sure.
But I mean, you make your clothing in a way look like it's not fucking cheap.
Well, it's not cheap material. I'm just getting it at cheap fucking secondhand places. Like I'm using like nice fucking like this fabric, like that green shit. That would easily be like $20 to $30 a yard, brand new, easily, because it's a two-tone fabric, it has a sheen in it. It's made out of real like I don't know what it is, but it's real nice and soft. It's not like crunchy. Like it's like a nice ass tablecloth that was meant for like holiday dinners and shit. Like it's nice material. It's just I'm getting them at fucking Salvation Army.
Here, let me take that back. Not cheap fabric, just fabric no one is using, or no one really could care for them.
Yeah, right? I guess. I mean, it is cheap fabric. I could definitely find way nicer stuff. You know, you can always find nicer stuff, but like,
So when you go to Joann, you use like the coupons at all?
Sometimes, but like, dude, they'll give me like the lamest coupons.
Yeah,
they're all for online orders.
I hate that shit.
What the fuck is that? I'm not gonna go online and order and then pick it up at the store. I'm just gonna go to the fucking store and buy it.
Exactly.
And not use the coupon. Like dude,
you want to see that shit in person. Like before you buying it online can just complicate too many things.
Bro, that's why I hate buying fabric, especially like. Because like sometimes, I mean, you could buy fabric that could be from a different country. You know what I mean? That could come get shipped in. So you don't know how thick it really is, or it could be it could be from like a cheap ass website, and they could send you a cheaper version of what you ordered, and it wouldn't really be their fault because you fucking ordered it online.
Exactly.
Like you shouldn't order fabric online. My opinion, unless it's like a really good place and you know what you're doing, but like I hate that shit. I'm with you
on that one, like,
especially corduroy. Especially corduroy. Like you can easily get some shit spandex corduroy that it'll like rip apart.
I've seen that shit.
Like it's hard to get. Well, not hard, but it's like expensive for some nice, like solid corduroy.
Yeah, like
$30 a yard.
That heavy duty shit. Yeah,
easily. Like dude, fuck that.
Especially if like. You plan on using it to its full potential, like, you want... I don't know. I mean, everyone's different, too, at the end of the day. Like, you see people... I don't know, like, you follow Corrupt Kid at all?
Yeah, he's sick.
He like, I can't even explain his... Like, how he moves, but...
Well, it's him and, like, a few other people. It's not just him.
Yeah, I mean, he makes his own patterns.
No, he does a lot. I'm just saying. Like,
it's like Corrupt Kid is
a few people.
A few people, yeah.
Yeah,
my bad. Yeah, I keep forgetting. I said that in my last interview. I was like,
I mean, I think it just started out as him. I think he's the main guy. But yeah, I know that, like, for sewing,
I know there's
he has like a little
too.
team. Like, it's sick. Like, he's like really doing it. He has like a production, like, low key. Yeah, it's crazy.
He was telling me, I don't know, like, I might send this to him or whatever, or if he listens to this, because when I posted that thing on Instagram, he might listen to the fucking podcast or the Ask Questions, you know, the Pearce Gossett X TCE.
Yeah.
He was the only one that commented on it. He's like, he said something like he was hyped for it or whatever, and he's messaged me like, yeah, like,
that's crazy.
He's hyped to see you come on the show and shit, and he's told me he either used to, or this was at the time, this was like a few months ago, he makes the patterns or whatever, gets the fabric, and he told me some old guy like helps him sew everything together, if not offers a hand in like the more like complex part of things, or just he has another person doing the sewing, you know. So yeah, he definitely has a team, but what he's putting out is like just the craziest shit ever. Him, you got Undone Design, if you know.
Bro, he is so crazy, bro. Dude. He is like insane. He's like one of my favorites for real. Him and I believe it's pronounced Sora, you know? Sora. Bro, they are crazy. I think they live together. I think they're just like, they're just always just sewing together, which is like so sick to just have like some other homie that you're just sewing with. That sounds like sick as fuck.
Like, oh, bro, I'm about to,
they
like,
kill it.
Like, oh, what's it called? They stay in Canada too. Like,
yeah,
both of them.
They're from Canada.
Which is crazy. So they're fucking out there doing their thing in Canada. Like, I'd damn near be crazy enough to drive out there if fucking shit wasn't so crazy.
You should go out there and interview him. He has one interview on YouTube. I watched it.
I saw it, yeah. It was pretty fucking dope. He, like, showed his work. He gave some insight. Like, I think I was going to ask you this earlier when I asked you where you get your inspiration from, but he gets his inspiration from, like high fashion, right?
Yeah.
Like high quality.
Yeah, dude. They, like...
Yeah.
They, like... I don't know. Like, their, like, knowledge on clothes is insane. Like, they know, like, the craziest people. They... I don't know. Like, they're definitely, like, doing it. Like, they've been doing it for a while, because I'm pretty sure they're, like, young. You know? Like, maybe, like 23, some shit. 20s, and they've been doing it for at least, I think, 5 or 6 years. So, like, dude, what the fuck? Like, dude, they're doing it right.
Whatever, like,
I wish I started when I was like 18 or some shit, or like.
Dude, that's like always in the back of my fucking mind.
I've been slacking so hard.
Can you imagine doing this shit in high school? Like, were you doing this shit in high school?
Dude, I started this I think next week will be 2 years.
Okay, so like, do you think you'd be in a different fucking place, like, if you were doing this shit in high school? You know,
I mean, I would think I would just be better at it.
To everyone.
I think I would just be better at sewing, which is like all that I really want to do. Like, I still like want to be like 10 times, 100 times better than like what I could. Yeah, I mean, not that I'm saying I'm good or anything. I'm like really not shit in the grand scheme of things, but like seriously, like I really wish I started younger and had like more time. To really like sort of catch up, because I feel like I'm like kind of old compared to like. Nah,
don't even think of that. Like, everyone starts at a different.
I just feel like I like just found this. You know what I mean? You know, like I wish I like started a while ago. I'd be a lot better.
I think that too, but then it's like, you know, you can't fucking beat yourself up about it because you're doing it now. You know, everyone's doing it now.
I think everything's meant to be 100%.
Yeah, and you're not gonna stop like. Fucking, like, no one's gonna stop, because when you think of it, when you think of your growth or anyone's growth, you see the growth, right? Like, I'm sure you look back at your old work, if not like physically or online, and you're like, yeah, like I'm in a much better place now than I was back then. Like, I could you could run down the basics of sewing to anyone, right? Like straight stitch, zigzag, lock the fucking stitch in, shit like that. Just like, has anyone ever asked you, oh, like, how do you sew or whatever?
Yeah, like people ask me all the time, and I'll like answer whatever questions. Like like someone asked me, how do I do my belt loops, and I literally like just broke it down and just told them everything. Like, it's just, you cut out a piece of fabric, whatever, so long, whatever, fold it up, sew it, cut it up, whatever. And like I'll answer like any question. Like, I love like teaching people about sewing, because like this shit's like fun to me. Yeah. And like, I don't know, like it's cool when other people are into it too, you know?
Would you say sewing is meditative?
Like, yeah, to some degree, but other times I'm just like sewing and I'm just like swearing, like, because like I talk to myself a lot. So
dude, I'll fucking do that too. I can't even lie. Like, I'll be like, fuck, like this goes here, though, blah blah, like shit like that. But yeah, I mean, that's fucking funny. Or whenever someone asks me shit like that, I'd either send them a couple of YouTube videos.
Yeah, I do that a lot too.
Yeah, or like, if it's like something simple, I'd be like, just do this, that. Or if someone's like new to it, like people have asked me how to make rugs and shit, like, now it's like one fucking YouTube video. It'll just show you everything. Like, when I learned how to make rugs, I had Google. This shit wasn't popular.
Yeah, I remember you were telling me about that. You were like not the only one doing it, but you were like, you had like no resources basically.
No resources. I just saw that this one guy, Euphoric Supply. If you know who that is,
I don't think so. That sounds familiar. Is it spelled like YOU?
No.
Like
just Euphoric, straight up. Just straight up Euphoric Supply, I think. And he has a separate rug page now. But he was like the first person I saw making custom rugs. But he was making shit for like ASAP Rocky, like
really?
Figure. Like, have you ever seen the Pokemon cards of like rappers and shit?
Yeah, but like a lot of people are doing that now.
He was the first one. Yeah, in a way. I don't want to say he was the first one, but he was pretty early on that shit, and he would make like accessories for like
he was like doing it on a computer, or he just like would like
he'd get him into physical looking Pokemon cards
in
and
a
shit.
Fucking,
like, you could hold that shit, and it looks like
a Pokemon printed card. Like, he like would print it and shit.
Yeah, and like sell it. How do you fucking do that? I don't know. I fucking looked into it, but
he was making his own cards basically.
Yeah, and
that's crazy.
Accessories, like a bunch of shit, and so within the accessories came the rugs, and I saw he was doing that, and it was always in the back of my mind. I was like, how can I do that? And there was like a couple videos on fucking YouTube, but there was no rundown. It's just like, this is what tufting is, not like this is how you tuft, and that was it. And then after I learned how to do all that, he comes, Euphoric Supply, posts tutorials and everything. He like turned it into a full-blown business, started selling like the machines and the cloth and everything, the frames, and I was like,
he was selling the machines.
Yeah, like a month after I learned from scratch, I made a shitty ass rug, and like I was like, God damn it. But then I was like, you know what? I use Google for this shit. Like, sometimes all you need is Google. And I did a lot of like reading. Like, sometimes that's what you got to do. Like, have you ever read a sewing book or whatever?
No.
Like,
but I mean, I found like articles online when I'm trying to like, especially when I'm trying to like diagnose a problem, because like that is like so hard. And usually it's in articles, because like the videos on YouTube are all like common sense bullshit. Like, yeah, no shit, I fucking tried that. That's not the problem. So then you gotta find articles, and dude, like, I hate reading. I don't know about you. You mentioned that you like reading.
Well, when it comes to like learning something you're passionate about, I don't fucking mind. But
that's true. Like,
I'm not
gonna
read like
I don't like read though.
In my free time,
do you read like books?
No.
Well, I think it's sick though. Like, I wish I had like the patience. I feel like it makes you smarter. Yeah.
I mean, in a way, right?
I haven't I haven't read a book. See, I'm fucking
dumb
as shit. I haven't read a book in so long, dude.
Me either.
I can't even imagine sitting down and. There's no way.
I'm listening to a fucking book if I have to fucking read a book. Like,
that's a good idea. I never thought about that.
Like Audible or whatever.
It's just like a podcast at that point.
Yeah, or I'd rather listen to a fucking podcast. Like, I've been listening to podcasts for like ever, like not ever, like 3-4 years. Like, I started with No Jumper, you know, Adam 22, then Joe Rogan, and then like other shit like Gary V.
Gary V.
Yeah,
no
like
way. I forgot about that guy.
He doesn't do like full, or he does, but he also does like quick 5-minute, 10-minute like inspirational shit. Like, get off your fucking ass, go like to a garage sale, sell some shit, you know, make $1 off of it and call it a fucking day. Like, you know, like when I feel down sometimes, I go to him for just some quick like pick me up, like motivation, you know?
Yeah, just like good mood, whatever type shit.
I think I should get the lights going low key.
Yeah, dude. What about these ones too? That would, I mean, you wouldn't see it, but it'd just be a vibe.
Just like
as dumb as that sounds.
What these shits don't even work. How'd you do that?
There's a button in there.
In there?
Oh shit! Good thing you had a cap on that.
This one is probably
right here.
Broken. Okay.
Bro, this looks so much better. What about this one?
Maybe all of them. Fuck it.
How do you turn this on?
I was looking at it earlier. Watch out for this. The fucking stand with the microphones. It's a little wobbly. Fucking. Just step on it.
No
damn,
way.
That's right.
How'd you figure that out?
It's just on the floor.
You just step on it?
Yeah.
Step on what?
Oh,
it's under the couch.
You see it?
Oh, it's not plugged in.
Shit, you want me to...
Is
there an outlet? Some fucking...
Is there an... No, there's not.
Damn. You know what? Fuck it. This iPad's probably charged enough. Let's use the extension. Here. Let's just get that shit going. Yo, should I edit this shit out or just keep it in?
Dude, you can keep it, man. It's all good.
People probably
is that good? What
yeah, let's not turn that one on.
No?
I don't want that shit in your face or whatever. It's bright as fuck. Alright, we've been going an hour and 3 fucking minutes.
Bro, this couch, I think I just knocked something over. This couch did not sink that far in when I was on it earlier.
Oh, like a...
Bro, yo, look at this shit.
Oh,
no way.
It's all good. It's all good. I can see
we got it.
All right.
Just gotta make sure that's good.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, I sat down and I went in.
All right, let's maybe give it like a sit test.
It's a little uneven, but I think we're good.
All right, think we're good. Let me grab another fucking water.
Dude, this looks way more bright in here. This looks dope. I gotta get a quick story post at the...
Shit. Dude,
is it pronounced Pearce or like Percy?
Yeah,
not Percy?
People have that like misconception all the time. Like, is it per se or per se? So when I first heard the word per se, I was like in like middle school or some shit, and I was like, per se, it kind of like rolls off the tongue in a way, right? Like, what's it called? Per se, it has like a ring to it, and I thought
sounds dope.
I thought it was spelled Persay, and me and my friend at the time, we were like young as fuck, and we would call shit like, "Oh, that's very per se right there," like,
that's very
and then
per se.
made it his kick name, and I made it my Instagram name. Like, it was that fucking far back. Like, maybe even elementary school type shit. And
wow, that far back.
like 7 years ago. That's when I started my Instagram account, because my Instagram account at first was just my regular shit, and then I just started posting all the other shit. And yeah, I just fucking kept the name. And Pearce by itself is spelled Perse. That's like how you actually spell Pearce.
So it's an actual word.
Well, how I spell it isn't.
Yeah, but like, what does it mean?
It's like
with the SE, what is a Percy? Per se.
When you say like when you use something per se in a sentence, it's like, damn, it's like a play on words in a way. Like, it's fuck. I can't even like give the definition of the word either without it being too confusing. Let's say. Damn, I'm gonna look like a fucking idiot if I can't think of some shit. Either way, if I think of something during
you're good. Just
the conversation, I'm gonna just say per se.
Yo, is there Wi-Fi here?
I don't think so.
What is that thing right there?
It might be a router.
Let me go see what that is real quick.
See if there's a password on it.
It looks like a Wi-Fi router, bro.
Is there a password on there?
They didn't just like tell you when you.
I could check the booking.
Oh, there we go. There's some stuff.
Let me know if like it goes through.
I don't even know what this is. I don't think this is Wi-Fi. I think this is
for like other units or whatever.
I don't know what this would be for, but it doesn't say like pass. It says like a pin, but it's not. No. It just says P-N. P/N. Yeah, dude. There's no way that's a Wi-Fi.
You know what? I'm gonna check.
I mean, it's all good if not, but like, that's crazy that there's no Wi-Fi here.
Wait, let me. Because sometimes Airbnbs do provide that shit.
I mean, I feel like in 2021, if you have an Airbnb, you should have Wi-Fi.
Right?
Dude, look at like just all this nice furniture, and they don't have fucking Wi-Fi. They probably have Wi-Fi. I think we're just blowing it right now.
Let me check. Man, if I had a fucking hotspot, I'd fucking.
Dude, my girlfriend has a hotspot on her phone.
Yeah.
And you can just literally connect to Wi-Fi anywhere. It's crazy.
So does she like never run out of fucking signal?
I don't even know if she ever uses it that often, but I remember I just used it before when like I didn't have Wi-Fi, and it's crazy. There is Wi-Fi named Tom Hanks and Burn in Hell Ronald Reagan. You see that? Go to Wi-Fi. It says Burn in Hell Ronald Reagan. That's the first one that comes up. It's a strong signal too.
Tom Hanks. Yo. What the fuck? Yo, I should show this shit to the camera.
That is pretty funny.
First one. That's fucking crazy. Let me see. Wi-Fi. Oh. Yeah, there's Wi-Fi. It's the Van Dyke Villa. If you see that on the screen.
That's the Wi-Fi?
Yeah, the one.
What's their password?
So the password is coffee, COFFEE
AT?
You want me to
like the letter A and then T? Like
yeah, ATRE.
Okay.
DHOOK.
What? That's it?
Yeah.
What word was that?
Coffee at Red Hook. That's what it spells out?
Well, I connected, so it must work, but...
Fuck it, as long as it
Coffee
fucking
at Red
works.
Hook? What does that even mean?
Maybe.
Dude, we just like said their password out. I mean, not that it matters. That's
Yeah, I don't
that
think
just
it
sounds
would
so
matter.
funny. No, it doesn't matter. I'm just saying. It just...
Fuck it.
So how long have you been sewing for, and doing all this shit?
I probably
like rug and...
I probably don't have like as much under my belt when it comes to sewing as you do.
Dude, I only have 2 years.
But I started, like, the first creative outlet I started with was sewing. And I started about 2 years ago, like, probably just exactly 2 years ago. We can get into... Alright, how about I ask you this, like, where did you get your first sewing machine from?
It was my mom's, and so... Oh, my bad. So technically, like, I say 2 years, but, like, really, like, back in high school, I used to have my mom taper my jeans for me, because, like, I wanted skinny jeans, but I didn't have skinny jeans, so, like, she would taper my jeans for me, and then she showed me how to do it, and I've done a few pairs myself back then, but, like, I didn't know how to thread the machine, or, like, I wasn't even going back and forth at the start. I just was just sewing and stopped. Like, I didn't, like, understand anything, really. And then, so I did that probably, like, a few times. So, like, technically I've sewn before.
Yeah.
And then I stopped. And then when I was, like, when it was 2 years ago, I just found that same machine. And then I looked at it. I didn't know how to thread it. I didn't know how to use it at all. Like, I didn't remember, like, really any... Well, I didn't even know anything at all,
you
really.
forgot everything.
Yeah,
everything
like, that little knowledge that I knew to even how to use it, I didn't know. So I had to, like, just restart basically completely. And that machine was also, like, really, like, fucked up anyway. So, like, it made it even harder for me to, like, understand. Because it was such a piece of shit.
So
not even a piece of shit. It was just...
Yeah, just...
It was
not
worn
worth
out. It
using.
definitely wasn't... Like, it wouldn't sew as clean as it should.
Gotcha. So, you got a new machine, I'm assuming?
Sort of, yeah. Right now I'm using this one off of eBay. It's a Kenmore 13200. Or I guess maybe that's 120, 132. I don't even know how you say that number.
I've heard Kenmore before, but...
Yeah, it's a Kenmore by Sears. Like, it says Sears on the machine. Like, it's all...
On the machine?
Yeah, on the machine. It's all metal. Like, this is like... It's a domestic machine, but it's set into its own thing. So technically, you could put this machine into a table if you really wanted to. So it's all metal, and you can, like, lift it up and oil the underneath, and it's all metal, whatever. So it's like it's nice.
Yeah.
But it's really not that strong for, like, what I wanted to do.
Okay.
And I've been looking at other, like, I think I'm just gonna buy a new Juki, like an 8700H version, but I don't know, man.
Yeah.
That's, like, a big commitment, but, like, I would use it every day, like, but
it's,
like,
damn near like a car, like, especially when you're getting into, like, the more industrial shit. Like, if you got, like, a beater, or what's it called, shit box of a car, right? Some people buy whatever just to get by, but
you want a nice car, man, you know?
Exactly.
You want a nice sewing machine. Like, I want one with a servo motor, like I was talking about earlier. Like, the old ones have a clutch. So if you have a new one, you can set the speed. There's, like, 5 or probably even more settings, and you can control the motor that my old Juki that I have can't do. So, like, it'd just be way easier to sew on an industrial machine with a new one.
Yeah.
You know?
So where would you go about getting
one?
Yeah.
Online is because, like, there's really nowhere near me. I mean, I'm sure there is, but it would be taxed, like, easily, like, over 800, over 900, because you can find them for, like, 700. And, like, matter of fact, I found one, believe it or not, it's gonna sound crazy, on the Walmart website.
Walmart?
For $700, free shipping, brand new Juki, brand new table, thread stand, motor, machine. It's all packaged from Walmart for $700 flat. So I think I'm gonna do that.
Maybe
You gotta pick it up though at a Walmart, but it ships in from somewhere at your local Walmart, and then you pick it up. It's the craziest thing. I saw it on Google when I was looking at.
like just
I was looking
for
at,
sale. Whatever.
Yeah. Like the next cheapest was Amazon for $750, but again, ugly concepts. He told me that you don't want to buy a machine off Amazon, especially from like a dealer.
Yeah, like a second hand seller.
They'll send you fake Jukis or fake anything really. Like Amazon says fake shit. So he told me to not buy a machine off Amazon.
Do you think he'd say the same about like a Walmart machine?
Well,
like
I showed him that. Like speaking of that, like I DM'd him and I was like, yo, since you said that, how about Walmart? And he was like, yeah, I would trust Walmart over Amazon 100%. And plus, I mean, I don't know, like, how could they fuck that up? It's going to be from Juki. They're just second-handing it to make a little money. So I feel like if I buy it off of whatever on the internet, it's still a real Juki machine, even though it's from Walmart. It just sounds crazy from Walmart.
Yeah, like,
you know, it sounds like it's a fake piece of shit machine. But I think I'm going to do it.
I mean, yeah, like, wouldn't your other choices either be like a sewing machine shop, like...
Yeah, then you could do that and pay like $850, you know.
Or like eBay, whatever.
Yeah,
but
eBay, but I wouldn't want to buy one
like,
off of someone else, especially if it's brand new. Like, why are they selling a brand new machine? It's obviously, it's fucked up. Like, you know, like there's something wrong with it.
You never know, like, there
and
could
plus,
be one more.
like I feel like having one straight from Walmart, even I could like, I don't think I would ever have to, but say I needed to like return it. I could return it at Walmart. If I buy something off eBay, like, that's it, bro. After that purchase, like...
Unless you get, like...
They're not going to ever talk to you again.
Exactly. Unless you get, like, a warranty on it. But then that's
even
stupid.
Then, that could
like,
be so sus. Like...
Exactly. Like... And then the warranty's expensive as fuck, and you don't want to do all that shit, like, waste your time and all that. Like, it's not worth it. But when it comes to, like, Walmart and shit... So I guess I'll tell you how I got into sewing. So I was talking to my girlfriend's mom one day. I was just like... So she was sitting across from me by a window, smoking a cigarette, and I was at their island, just on my phone, and... What's it called? I was looking at... I don't know who, but... The tapestry pants were a thing, right? Mm-hmm. Like, I saw a bunch of people doing that. I was following people like Chore Boy, just to follow people, if you know who that is. He wasn't making tapestry pants or anything, but he was one of like the few people who I followed before I started like my own thing. And I was like, I think I want to try sewing. And she's like, oh, well, there's a brand new machine in the closet.
Damn.
I'm like, really? She's like, yeah, use it if you want. I'm like, that was it. Like, either that day or the next day, I got everything. I went to Walmart. I went to fucking thrift a throw blanket. I was like, I had everything. And then I finally set the sewing machine up on the island and shit. And cut the pieces out, and I'm ready to go. And then I realized there's no fucking foot pedal or nothing with the machine. And I'm like, fuck. And so by that time, like, the whole day was already done with. I had everything, and everywhere was closed. So what I did was I went to Walmart the next day, bought a machine, took the fucking the foot presser thing out of it, the same exact machine.
Yeah.
Went to a different Walmart, returned it, said it was missing it, so I just fucking went back and just, put it to work, and yeah.
Hell yeah. That's hilarious.
You gotta do what you gotta do, like, the fuck. It was missing in the first place, so...
And plus, it's just a corporation, bro.
Oh,
it's
man,
not like they didn't
losing money is in the
dude, they have
business.
insurance for theft.
Exactly.
They plan ahead and like they budget out theft. So like you might as well make that budget count.
Yeah, like, and that's like another thing with like the self-checkout shit now. Like, it's kind of getting harder to steal in a way.
It is. I don't steal from anywhere anymore. I used to steal from Salvation Army all the time. I used to steal from so many stores.
How would you like?
And like, dude, that shit's so stupid. Like, it's not worth it. But
yeah, I mean,
not worth it at all, man.
Stealing, I don't know. I mean, it really depends, right? Like, what I did was just for like, it was missing in the first place. Like, what the fuck? And she bought the machine like a year back. There was no receipt or anything, so it's like, fuck it.
Fuck it.
But then, yeah, I fucking experimented. I fucking fucked up like 2-3 blankets. And on my third try, I think, I got a decent pair of like wearable pants. And like, that was it. I was like, damn, I can wear these. And yeah, that was like, that's what started sewing for me. I haven't really gotten as technical with it as I wanted because I learned how to make rugs and shit within the midst of all that. And,
yeah,
like, I know enough about everything to talk about it, like.
Yeah, exactly. And just do what you want to do, Like,
yeah.
That's all that matters. Just do what you want to do.
Like,
for real.
I know what a single stitch is, double stitch, zigzag, and now, like, with you putting me onto shit like the French seams, shit like that, you just keep learning as you go, and hopefully people could take shit from this podcast and, like, benefit from it with whatever they may take from this, even.
Yeah, this is sick. I was hyped to come here.
Shit. Finally here, finally got it done. Hour 21 minutes. We could wrap this up if you want.
Dude, I'm down to just keep talking.
Yeah.
I mean, it's up to you. If you don't want to make it long, I mean, it's already long, but dude, I don't care if we keep going.
I don't mind.
I'm chilling.
Is there anything else you want to like put on the table? Like,
well, speaking of like how you mentioned like how you like did that like return finessing, like with your sewing machine. Back when I had shittier sewing machines, I used to work on like the Singer heavy duties, like the gray gray plastic ones. I used to sew on those, and they would only last me like a month or two because I would just wear them out.
I thought those were like
abuse the fuck. Well, dude, they're all plastic on the inside.
Oh.
So, like, they're not heavy duty at all. They're all plastic.
But doesn't it say heavy duty on there?
I mean, for a beginner, it's like a really good machine. But I was like sewing thick ass shit, and so I was just fucking up the whole timing of that. And like those machines are disposable. Like they aren't meant to be worked on and fixed. So like,
gotcha.
You can't really fix a machine like that. So like, Walmart has a return policy of 90 days. So every month, I would go get a brand new machine every month for about 6 months. I would get a brand new machine every month so I could just start fresh. Because I mean, like, dude, they're like $200. Like, I don't want to keep paying that. Oh, like every month buy a new machine. Like, dude, that's a waste of money.
Yeah, like, what the fuck? If you're gonna make a machine, make a fucking machine. Especially if it's like heavy duty, and obviously there's the Jukies and shit. But yeah, I think if you're a beginner, that's like probably the most perfect machine for you, right?
Perfect, good, but she's like affordable too. Oh shit, this is
you're good, fucking.
But yeah, dude, like they aren't that expensive really, because dude, sewing machines can get so expensive, especially like I look at machines that like I don't even know how to use. Like there's like crazy machines online that I just look at because they're just cool. Like they're like computerized and shit. And dude, you could spend like 5 racks easy, or like $10,000 on a sewing machine. Like what the fuck? Like, it's
Or
crazy how expensive you can.
embroidery machines too, like.
Well, that's a whole different ballgame. Yeah, dude, like a little embroidery machine could be like $1,000, maybe even like
Hell yeah.
$500. But like, yeah, dude, like those industrial embroideries, bro.
13 to
easy. Oh my god. Like, you buy a
20,000
car,
for real, whole
a
fucking
couple
whip.
cars, shit.
Yeah, like now compare. He has one of them fucking.
Yeah, he's so
big
crazy,
boys.
bro. Now I forgot
Uh-huh.
about him. Yeah, dude, I remember he posted that, and like that video of his new machine, and I was like, dude, that's not even fair. How crazy it is.
But the thing is,
it looks so badass.
I was on FaceTime with him, and I was like, damn, that's a nice. He was showing me the machine, and then he's like, yeah, I just got to get a car now. I'm like,
he doesn't have a car. He has a whole studio of machines. Well, where does he live though? He might not need a car in his area if it's like a city or something.
How near Hollywood or?
Oh, he's in California.
Yeah, like LA
Dude,
or whatever.
You don't need a fucking car out
No.
there, bro.
And
I
I
was
think-
just there. You can bike all around
Yeah, like,
for sure.
and I think he.
Or Uber if you really want to, but that's expensive, man.
Yeah, it depends, right? Like,
Well, for every single trip, that would be expensive. Like a week
Yeah.
of Ubering every day, like multiple a day, you might as well just buy a car.
especially if you're like going to work and shit. But I think he does what he does full time. I know he only does what he's doing like full time, like creating and shit. He does that full time.
Oh, really? That's his like
Yeah,
only job.
like I'm
Damn,
not gonna put his
good for
business
him.
out
That's
there.
dope.
I'll save it for maybe when he comes on the show, because me and him have been talking about it. Like,
Yeah, you should get him on.
yeah, like he keeps telling me just come through. You could stay at the crib, you know, like
Plus, you can see California, and he's in a good spot.
yeah.
You could really see a lot of stuff in like that LA Hollywood area, like the fabric stores. They're everywhere. Like you
I
could
haven't
hit
even thought
just
about that.
strips of just fabric stores, and they're all just right there.
Isn't like LA or California kind of getting like, I don't know, like not trashy but run down, you know?
I mean, I
like,
guess.
I know there's an
That's,
issue
like-
with like homeless people and shit.
Yeah, it's that like when I was out there, it was definitely crazy to see because it's a lot more than here. But I mean, dude, here like in Detroit, like there's so many fucking homeless people here too. So it's really, I mean, it's a lot worse than it is here out there. But dude, homelessness is a problem everywhere. Like, dude, like this
Everywhere.
country is so
Texas, like
fucked. Yeah, dude, like it's crazy.
yeah, I mean, all you gotta do is like have like living units and like jobs, and obviously, you know, it's harder to get a job for some people because when it comes to homeless people, you don't know why they're homeless. Like,
Yeah,
it's
it could be
a
just like
wide
a really
range of,
bad,
like,
unfortunate event.
just unfortunate bullshit left and right. Yeah, I mean, going back to like now compare to get off the subject, that's a little, what's it called? Yeah, I was like, or he was like, I don't got a car though, and I was like, bro, you, but you got the machine. But he lives with his girlfriend, and I think she has a car, so.
Oh, well then,
you know, it
then
works
he
out.
has a car.
Mhm.
He's got a car, bro.
Yeah, I mean, whatever, but
Yeah.
that's still
Yeah, for
pretty
sure.
funny, like, when it comes to, like, owning whatever. Just, yeah, I got an embroidery machine. I told him he should put on a hat. I got a sick-ass embroidery machine, but no car, or something like that, and make it funny or whatever. But, yeah, he's been dropping some crazy fucking shit with that
Yeah.
machine.
Like that newest one with like the blood splatter,
Yeah.
where all the blood is embroidered. Like that is
Dude,
crazy.
I was
Dude,
like, what?
and like the amount of thread in those, and like that is like way nicer, thicker thread, like way more expensive than like my machine can take. So like that's expensive to do that. Like his pants probably cost like a lot to make. Maybe, I don't know. I feel like
I have a pair of his pants, actually. I traded him some rugs or whatever, or we collab, blah, blah, blah. But he sent me a pair of pants, and unfortunately, they were too fucking small. But
Really?
yeah, like
why? Like he didn't send your size, or they were just like not the right fit.
I think they fit around the waist, but the fucking legs, it was
Too
just
tight.
yeah, like
Yeah, he makes like tight pants. Like I like the shape of his pants are like pretty skinny.
I mean,
it's not a bad thing.
no,
But,
I mean,
like,
I probably should have like.
I've noticed that though. That like his pants are definitely more skinnier.
Yeah, but you know, he was like, fuck. He was bummed out when he heard like they didn't fit, but I was happy to like get them because now I have a piece of his work, and like he puts rivets, like bedazzled rivets, on the wherever you need rivets, and man, it's just I should have even brought those for you to check out, like.
Yeah, low-key, that'd be cool to see his work, because I fuck with him. He's dope.
Yeah, dude.
But, dude, low-key, what if you... it might be, like, disrespectful, but I feel like it could be really cool.
If I, like, customized them or some shit, like...
Or you just completely cut them up, and you made, like... What if you made, like, the sickest bag out of them? Because, think about it. You can't wear the pants. They're just sitting there.
Mm-hmm.
You might as well turn them into something that's... You can use every day, and you'd be like more hyped on it because you could use it. It's not sitting there, and it'd be like an even crazier piece because it's like his, but it's also yours.
In a way, like I have stuff like that, but like I have stuff that's like sitting there. Like I got some shorts from Corrupt Kid even, but they were like too smaller on the waist, and I was like, fuck, like I just gotta lose a few fucking pounds, but it's winter now, like, but the pants now Compare sent me, like the details are so crazy. I don't know if like, cause he has mesh, right, and like chains underneath the mesh.
Chains?
And yeah,
like metal chains?
Yeah, and it's hard to fucking explain, like, but there's chains under the mesh over the bottom layer of fabric or denim or whatever, and there's like satin pockets, and the pants themselves are like an art piece alone.
100%.
Like, I feel like
yeah, you could frame them. I've
yeah,
had this
I definitely
idea
would
of framing pants in like a glass picture frame, like somehow
you'd only see. Yeah, you'd need like
you would a deep frame. But think about it, if you like pinned up the pants, and yes, you would only see one side, but you could just cut them in half and have two pictures, the front and the back, on the wall.
Oh, like
in glass. That'd be like the craziest art piece, and it could be like anything. It could be like
a sports jersey
your
in a
first
frame,
piece. Yeah, because like I've had thoughts of doing that with like clothes of mine that I like really like, but like they don't like
your early work or whatever.
Huh?
Like your earlier work.
Yeah, like stuff that would like rip if I because like, I have pants that like if I really wore them like they would just be blown out. So it's like almost be better if I just framed them because like they still look sick, but like what am I really gonna do with them besides that?
Or have your own like exhibit one day, or like hopefully, because what I plan on doing with
an exhibit, yeah, that'd be crazy.
What I plan on doing with this podcast is the creators experience. Take the same name, start like conventions, art exhibits with it, and maybe we can get like panels or whatever for you to put pants in or clothing, so you could see both sides and just have them in like rows, and each artist can have their own row, and you can see the front and back, like
like a double-sided glass
like
picture
crazy
frame.
shit, so you can
the
see
pants are
everything.
just standing up against two panes of glass.
Or have mannequins and shit, like rows.
What if you just had artwork like that in your crib? Like if you had like a big house one day, and you just did that in your house.
Oh, I definitely would be doing that.
Like on some like Rick Owens type shit. Like if you had just like a crazy house that was all big and open, and you could just do that. Like,
yeah,
that would be cool. Like, it's your own artwork.
Like the Rick Owen chairs. Have you ever seen
those are creepy.
molds? I
thought, dude, the first time I saw it, I thought it was actually him.
Me too.
And I thought that it was because do you know who John Ross is? He's like this little white kid, and he has super long blonde hair. He was like 15, hanging out with Chief Keef and like Ian Connor and all those fucks.
John Ross.
Yeah, John Ross. I'm pretty sure he's like,
bro.
He's probably like 20 years old now, but he had this long blonde hair, and the first time I saw this picture, it was him. He was like 12 years old, and he was sitting on the chair, and I thought it was actually Rick Owens, and I knew that he was like affiliated with like all these people, and I was like, damn, him and Rick must be like really close.
Like did you think of it on some like weird shit?
No, not like weird or sexual. Just just like homies.
Yeah.
Yeah, just be like, oh, damn, they're like really close. They're like, he turned Rick into a chair. Like, that's crazy.
That's what John did?
I thought it was actually
okay.
Rick Owens, and he was sitting on Rick Owens. But it's a chair. But,
yeah. Do you look up to anyone that's like high fashion? Like,
dude, not really. No, I've never been into clothes like that. I never like, dude. Like back in high school, my style was just so bad. I mean, it's still is. I wear like thrifted clothes,
dude.
But,
I mean,
like,
clearance $15 jeans. You cannot fucking beat that shit. I thrift pants sometimes too. Like, fuck it, right?
Yeah.
Like, so would you say your inspiration comes from Instagram mostly then? Like,
no, just myself,
just
and
whatever.
just like I'll see. Just back to like that Salvation Army thing. I just see fabric and I get a whole new idea. Like sometimes I'll just get really high and go to Salvation Army, and I'll just look at all the fabric, and even if it's like shit that I don't like, I'll go through it again, and I'm like, well, think about it a different way, because like I see people take the most basic plain fabric, like Undone or Sora.
Yeah.
They take just plain, well, not plain because it's like nice denim, but I'm saying just like a solid color of like, you know, like no graphics, and they make the craziest detailed piece.
Yes.
Like, to me, I can't do shit like that. Like, that's some real creative bullshit. Like, that is so cool. Like, I don't understand how. So like, I'll go through and then I'll be like, okay, let me like look at this fabric differently, and maybe I really can use it. So like, I'll just get inspiration from that, honestly. Like,
they make their own patterns too, I believe.
Yeah, dude, I think they do everything themselves. Every single thing. Like,
I'm sure you've seen.
No one's doing it like them, 100%.
Hell no, fucking. You know, it's only like there's only gonna be a handful of people that are gonna like get it right. If like, and then it depends on like if that's what you actually want to do. Like, pattern making is like, you got to put some fucking time into that. And like, when it comes to reading about sewing, I think like you'd benefit more from reading about how to pattern make, which I've seen. I don't know if like the people I'm about to say, like Ugly Concepts, Corrupt Kid, I think I've seen them post like books, Undone Design on pattern making, and like they'd say like you need to like read or whatever.
Yeah, you do. 100%.
You know, like,
I'll agree with that. Yeah.
If it came down to it, I probably would. If not, like, take a class for it if I could. Like, would you ever take a sewing class?
Dude, I wish I went to school for it. Like, I would really like enjoy that. But like, one, my grades weren't like, I wouldn't be able to get into like a school like that. And then plus, it's just like a lot of money, bro. Like there's a school here in Detroit for fashion. It's called CCS. It's called College for Creative Studies. Like, I think, and it's like literally like right here. Like, we're like
College for Creative Studies.
Yeah, it's called CCS. We're so close to it right now.
Oh shit, Instagram. No.
And it'd be cool to go there, but I'm pretty sure it's like expensive. I think it's like $40,000 a year, and like, dude, that's pretty fucking expensive. You know?
I mean, community college, if it's a university, yeah. I mean,
it is a university, yeah.
Oh, okay, so that's where the price might get a little.
And you need a GPA of like at least, I think, 3. maybe like 2.8. Mine was like terrible. I graduated with like a 1.8. At one time, my lowest GPA was a 0.8. Like not even 1.
Dude,
isn't that crazy?
I'm not saying I didn't give a fuck about my grades, but my grades weren't my fucking priority. Like, school is like such a weird system. Like,
yeah, I wish I was a lot better at school. I definitely took that shit for granted. I feel like I could, if I could go back as a kid, I would definitely take more advantage of it. Cause I just wasted my education. Like I could have definitely done something probably in college, you know.
But what would you have done?
Well, dude, I went to OCC. Or what? It's just that's community college around here, if you don't know. But I went there for a year and a half, and I ended up dropping out. And
I went to college for a year and just fucking cold turkeyed it.
Yeah, dude. I just feel like it's not for me. I wish it was.
No, it's it's not fun. You gotta make
I feel like life would be easier though if you had a good degree. Life would just be so much easier. But at the same time though, dude, fuck that. Dude, that 1 year and a half literally drained my soul. So I can't imagine 4 years, and that's just a basic degree.
I was depressed in college. I can't even stress that enough. You're exhausted, yo. 10 fucking page essays, shit like that.
That sounds terrible.
I had to go to a fucking museum just to say I went for a class and write a bullshit paper on it. It just wasn't for me. And yeah, I feel better doing what I'm doing now than I was in school. So in a way, you know, I don't know. I just feel you're on the right path. Just sewing, just don't fucking stop. You know, just get better. Put out new pieces. You know, grow your following in whichever way you can. Put yourself out there. That's all you gotta do. Go to a sneaker con if you know what that is.
Yeah. Or
even sneaker shows. There's sneaker shows in Indiana, Chicago that aren't sneaker con. Maybe even around here, and you could just set up shop there. You buy a vendor pass. You could buy a cheap ass clothing rack from Walmart, some hangers, and just hang your shit up. Go promote yourself. I did this with my stuff, and what I did was I just took bags, shirts, walked around with it on my shoulders. People would be hey, come here, let me check that out. And I sold a few bags there, and it felt pretty good. Got a couple followers. It was pretty decent. I didn't break even, but it was worth trying it out. And I would encourage you or anyone else doing their own thing to do that shit.
That makes sense.
Yeah, fucking. And this whole fucking space of creators is the SoundCloud era of fashion, but
I guess.
Yeah,
I feel it's just always been that way though. It's just without the internet. I don't know. High fashion's been around for I don't know how long technically, but probably since the 70s maybe. I don't know. Fuck, maybe sooner, maybe later. But
since
I assume
ancient Egypt type shit.
Well, I mean brands.
Oh yeah, brand.
Okay. When did Gucci start? Was it before? I mean, fuck, that could have been.
Well, you got Dapper Dan that was doing his thing way back in the day. You know who Dapper Dan is?
That name, yeah, just because people just say that, but I don't know who that is. Dude, I'm so not knowledgeable.
He's not
about the clothing game.
I don't think. Well, he's a big part of fashion. When it comes to custom clothes, but he doesn't do his own thing. He does. Okay, so basically, he makes custom Gucci clothing or clothing curated in his own way.
Their material.
Out of Gucci material or whatever. Or he works for Gucci. I don't know. I'm probably butchering it crazy, but he got known for making these custom tailored garments maybe, and you know, Dapper Dan. He'll slap his, like, name on whatever he puts his hands on and shit. Like, I've seen DJ Khaled in some of his stuff, and I listened to, like, something about him, and he was doing the shit in New York in, like, the 80s, 90s or whatever, and Gucci definitely must have had been around, like, you know, in order for him to get into that. So, I don't know. There's probably definitely been, like, higher quality clothing for a while.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm sure.
I wouldn't say hundreds of years, maybe, like, 800.
Probably since...
You know?
Yeah, like, maybe, like, 1920, 1900, maybe?
Shit like that?
Yeah, like, right when things began to change.
Mm-hmm.
Like, versus, you know, like, the
Yeah.
colonial type of style of dressing, you know? Which, I mean, I guess those could have been expensive, too, back then.
Or, like...
I don't know. Fuck.
Damn. Yeah, it's just... It's crazy. This whole fucking space of, like, creatives. But I feel like it's not a dying community. It's, like, only gonna get better, you know? Like, the more people that jump into it, do their own thing, like your homie, right? You showed him how to sew?
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken.
Pretty much. He knew some stuff before me.
Okay.
But, yeah, I helped him with some questions and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like, even if, like, getting some extra help puts you on track for, like, a better career, you know, like, that could set things off for someone, and then all those someones turn into something, and then that something could be, like, crazy down the line, and, you know.
Yeah, dude, you never know. Like, really.
Just gotta keep going.
Anything, for real. Could be anything.
Any fucking thing. Alright, an hour 46 minutes.
That's
People are gonna
crazy.
get sick of, like, this shit by
Dude,
now.
I didn't even think that it would reach an hour.
Hey,
I
mean,
was like, dude, what could we possibly talk about my sewing for over an hour?
I mean, it's
the
like...
questions have been pretty good, though. It's just, like, about, you know, like, just the homies, too. Like, there's a lot of great people in our sewing community.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
And, I mean, I wouldn't even call this, like, an interview.
No, it's literally
like,
just, we're just meeting up and just...
Exactly.
We're
just
I mean, fuck.
Combo.
Yeah, we're just two homies chilling, bro.
Two like-minded people in the same space, like...
For real, though. Yeah.
Yeah. Man, alright. I guess we could wrap this shit up.
Yeah, I guess so. It's been long enough, right?
Yeah, I mean, okay. Instagram, Pearce Gossett. Pearce, Pearce, Gossss?
Yeah, 2 S's and 2 T's.
2 T's. I forgot the fucking T on the post when I posted that shit.
You're good, man. I don't care about that. I just thought it was funny.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice it until way after I put it up on my story either. And then I looked back at it, and then I was like, wait a minute, that looks a little different.
Fuck. I mean, yeah, I think I'm going to delete that low-key. I mean,
yeah, dude, you can keep it up.
Or whatever.
It's not a big deal. Plus, it's like I'm tagged in the post. Plus, even if I wasn't tagged, it's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah, so that's where people can find you at Pearce Gossett on Instagram.
Pearce Gossett on Instagram. Yep. Just that's it. No spaces, no anything. Just Pearce Gossett.
Okay. Another question: have you ever done a collab with anyone yet?
No, I haven't, and I would.
So you're open to it?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, but I feel like I don't know. Like, why would that even happen in the first place? I feel like I just have so much time to grow. Like, I don't... Dude, plus, like, I really wouldn't want to collab right now. I mean, I would, but, like, I don't know. I feel like that kind of thing has to just happen on its own.
Yeah, like
you can't force that at all. It has to be just, like, the right time.
Yeah, exactly.
It just happens.
A right time for everything. All right, man. Like, I appreciate you coming on here.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming here, man. Fuck, you made more of the effort than me. Shit.
I mean,
you drove here from Chicago. We are in Detroit right now.
The burbs, fucking. it was like a 4.5 hour drive, I think.
Yeah, dude, that's rough. I'm
used to long drives.
Really?
I use those drives just to
you drive across the country and shit? Like
nah, I
sometimes?
never. Well, when I was younger. Yeah, I did go on a couple like road trips, like to Tennessee and shit. I think a little
that sounds
further.
Terrible, man.
I mean, you just gotta take in like the trees and everything. Like, just sit back, like appreciate what you have. You know, like it's just
for sure. You can see more stuff. You can stop at places. I think it's like better. Like driving is better than flying. I hate flying. Yeah. Like I'm scared of planes.
But then again, planes are technically safer than cars.
I don't give a fuck, bro. You're putting so much reliance on like so many people and like a piece of machinery. I mean, like in your car, I guess someone could just T-bone you. But I feel like I have way more control over my life in a car than on a plane that's fucking 3 miles in the sky. Like, dude, there's no reason that should... Dude, like, I look at those planes and I'm like, dude, how does that fly? Or, like, you ever look at big boats? Like, I will never...
How does that float?
I will never go on a cruise, ever.
Boats are
like, you couldn't pay me
sketchy
to go on a cruise. Like, the nicest cruise ever, I will not do it. Like, skip that.
Have you ever been tubing?
Yeah, a few times, and like I really don't like it. I'm like scared of like water. Yeah, like being in a lake, even a lake, I'm like kind of freaked out because like, dude, what's in the water? You don't know, but it's a lake. You know, you could say it. Yeah, you're just being a bitch, and yeah, I agree. But like, dude, I didn't ever grow up doing that stuff. So like, dude, like I went on my friend's boat a few months ago, and dude, we jumped in the water, and it was kind of scary. Yeah. And it was only like 15 feet deep. Like, it was a small lake. But I was like, dude, this is not cool.
Yeah, and then like lake water has like a smell to it.
I don't mind that. I don't care about that kind of shit.
That's like the shit that throws me off about it, like the smell and all that. Yeah, like
we just take a shower after.
Yeah, like I don't mind.
Unless you're like camping, then you're kind of fucked. But at that point, I guess you wouldn't go camping if you weren't about that life. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't go camping. Fuck that. That sounds terrible.
Nah, I need a bed and fucking...
a house, bro. I need, like, running water.
A toilet,
electricity. Like, phone signal.
Yeah, that too,
right? Sewing machine, bro.
Damn. Let's wrap it up at that. Just all you fucking need is a sewing machine. All right, man.
I appreciate it. Fuck yeah.